Hello, community, and welcome back to another Keeping It Real with Dr. Anita podcast. I am your host, Dr. Anita Polite Wilson, C-Suite Trusted Advisor, Board Director, and Diversity, Inclusion, and Belonging Strategy Consultant, helping members of the C-Suite and their teams reframe diversity conversations from difficult to different. We are back with Azhelle Ward, the toy coach, and it is Black History Month. The theme is African Americans and the Arts. And we're going to be asking Azhelle, what is a toy coach? So, Azhelle, what is a toy coach?
Well, a toy coach is somebody who focuses on your idea as much as you, almost feels like a partner while you're developing it, and connects you to the right resources and factories and connections you need to take it to the next level. I might help you ideate on that idea a little bit, tell you what stores I see it in, help you figure out your price point, look over the cost with you. We design trade show booths with some of our students/clients. Everything. I try to do a little bit of everything, help them a little bit along the way, and then push them on to the next leader in the industry to take it from there.
So obviously you have to be creative to be a toy coach. What does that look like?
I guess I've been a designer my whole career, so I am primarily a creative, but I've always been interested in the business side. So that's where I got this unique combo of things. But the creative stuff, like whenever I'm helping them design a new layout for their homepage or design a trade show booth and I'm sketching it up, and trying to make a rendering that looks real, or if I'm illustrating a new packaging concept and something that you have to do on the spot, where it's not that they're going to walk away where this is the finished package, but they're going to walk away saying like, okay, I'm going to do this type of box with this type of die cut. And to be able to work quickly and on the fly is something I pride myself on.
And what kind of strengths and talents does it require to be a toy creator? I mean, I'm assuming that you have to have this incredible imagination and stuff all over the place and prototypes everywhere. Do I have that right? Or is that just like, have I been watching, too much TV?
No, it's pretty accurate. I would say the most important thing is, passion and wherewithal to not give up. And, you also want to be a little bit of kind of a MacGyver. You want to be able to piece things together and make things work. The way that I teach my students in Toy Creators Academy is whatever you don't know, we're going to hire out the right person to do that. And I teach them, here's how you find someone who's on the lower price point end. Here's how you find someone on the higher price point end. And my goal is to connect them with the right people if they can't do something like a packaging design themselves.
How much of toy creation is a numbers game? Like for every 100 that you create, one's going to make it. And then how important is it to fail fast so that you don't get discouraged?
Oh, I mean, I don't want you to fail. I mean, it depends on what stage we're at. Like you want to fail in the concept and ideation phase, maybe in the breadboard mock-up, which is like your preliminary prototype phase. You want to fail there. You do not want to be failing fast in the we've ordered inventory stage. Like, no. We want to fail early. So it's okay to fail in those stages. And the other part of your question, I'm sorry,
it would seem to me that creating toys is kind of like sales. It's a numbers game. For every 100 concepts that you have, maybe one is worth it to carry through, but even that one might not make it to the store shelves.
Well, a little bit. Yeah. I teach people to go into the stores and identify white space. Where are the opportunities in the market? So you're designing the way that, toy industry professionals do. They look at opportunity. If the buyer last year bought this product, how can we level it up this year and offer it at the same price? But my students tend to come in where they're already answering a big question. So maybe they'll see there's a missing type of doll or there's a missing type of game in the market and they're already trying to fill that gap. So then it's really just a matter of them making sure they're trying to do it for the right price point and serving their existing audience and building an audience of their own so that they're actually vetting the toy while they're building it and they can ask their audience questions as they're going.
Okay. So here's a question. We are wrapping up Black History Month, and we want to make sure that toys get out there by diverse toy makers. And I think to bridge us into International Women's History Month, which is in March, tell us about some of your clients, some of your students that actually have some things out on the shelves that we can go and buy.
Yeah. So number one, I got to shout out Christy Fagerholt. She's from one of my early Toy Creators Academy classes. She has a game called The Lunchroom. She has a and that is available at like Target, Barnes and Nobles, Macy's, and Toys R Us. And that game was one where we kind of ideated on it together. She pitched it to me a few times. We eventually pitched it at a Toy Creators Academy virtual pitch event. But before we did, I said, it's missing something. It's missing this like break from the normal gameplay. It needs like this wow factor, this something different. And she says that was the thing. Once she figured that out, it ended up being this food fight card that she turned into actual like a food stealing situation that breaks up the gameplay, creates this wow factor moment. And she said that was what elevated her product. And then we introduced her to a company that became her first distributor and got her into her first store, which was Target.
Congratulations. So community, if you're looking for something, go check out Target. Tell us the toy maker's name again and the product.
It's Chrissy Fagerholt, and the product is The Lunchroom. It's a game.
The Lunchroom. Fantastic. One more question that just occurred with me with the prevalence of AI going into all kinds of industries. How is AI going to impact creatives like the people that you coach?
Oh man, there is so much drama around AI.
Okay, good question.
Oh, there's so much. I was going to talk about another Black creator, but okay, we can go
here. Well, no. Let's talk about that Black creator, and then we'll back up to AI because I don't want to mess up your flow.
Okay. Well, I just actually did a podcast episode featuring CJ Charles. She's an author of a book called My Mother's a Superhero. She's a Black educator, and she's a Spanish teacher. So she made this bilingual book. She came into TCA and built her book character into a doll. So she has this 12-inch plush doll that she's created from the resources in the program. And she is a hard worker. Like when you support products by independent toy entrepreneurs, they are working, after hours, 6 to 12 to make that happen. You got to support those people. So
absolutely. Give us the name and the product again, because my mother was an educator, and I'm thinking in advance, that would be a cool Mother's Day gift, I think.
Yes. So it's My Mother is a Superhero by CJ Charles.
And where is that?
So she has an Instagram. You need to go on her Instagram. My Mother is a Superhero, because she has like a funky link, one of those lots of words.
So it's not yet in stores. It's still on her. It's only available on her Instagram.
It's online. Yeah, it's online.
Okay. My Mother is a Superhero.
She did get some store placement, but CJ got it too soon and wasn't ready to ship. So she had to bow out.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
One of the trials and tribulations of entrepreneurship in general, right? You got to be ready. Okay, so are there any more shout outs? Because I don't want to shut you down on that.
No, it's okay. I mean,
okay. So let's go back to our final question. How is AI impacting your students and what you do?
So for my students love it, because my students are professionals who are busy. They work all day, or even if they stay home and they take care of their kids, they're busy. Mm-hmm. So they love that they can use AI to visualize images of their ideas before they reach out to a designer, so they can finalize what they want it to look like. And it inspires them. Like I had a call yesterday with a student who said, I rendered an image with AI, and there was a piece that I was only moving side to side on my toy, and AI rendered it moving up and down. And she's like, I didn't even think about that. And she's like, it just changed the way that the product is used so much. And that is where I feel AI's value is. Mm-hmm. But there are a lot of people in the toy industry who are mad. Specifically, there was this whole argument about a company laying off a bunch of people and then posting a job posting that seemed like it might be related to AI. And so it's a treacherous topic, because designers, artists don't feel like it's fair.
Yeah, it kind of sounds a little bit similar to what was going on in the movie industry and writers. And, we've got to make sure that AI is being leveraged to help people do their job, not to displace people out of their job. And that's something that is going to be a conversation that goes on for a while. And what I'd like to send home with our community is this: regardless of how much productivity AI is going to bring to the table, we have to remember that in the end, it's all about the people. And I love this last story that Azhelle just shared with us about a toy creator who used AI to see a different way of doing things. But let's remember that toy is still going in the hands of a developing mind. So community, I hope you enjoyed this series of real conversations from the C-suite with Ms. Azhelle Ward, the toy coach. And again, if you're looking for some toys to purchase, I know it's towards the end of the month, but if you're looking for some toys to purchase in honor of Black History Month, or some toys to bridge you into International Women's Month, such as My Mother the Superhero.
My mother is a superhero. Mm-hmm.
My Mother is a Superhero. Please do that. All right. Let's support these independent toy makers. We know that every so often we have Small Business Saturday. So let's like jump on the bandwagon and get a little bit ahead of the curve. Yes. If you want to hear this podcast again, or the entire series of Real Conversations from the C-Suite with Ms. Azhelle Wade, the toy coach, please go back to my website, dranita.com. On the landing page, click the link that says Keeping It Real Podcast. And while you're there, check out my resources and my services. And as always, I'm going to ask you to help me out. Get in the flow, follow, like, and overshare any podcast that helps you reframe diversity conversations from difficult to different. Until next time, this is Dr. Anita reminding you to stay blessed and keep it real.